All right, welcome. Oh, don't move your mic. Welcome to the Unplanned, Unprepared, and Unpredictable podcast. I am one of your hosts, uh, Jerry, and my other host, Tom,
Tomas.
Tomas, Jerry, and Tomas.
I like it.
Yeah, we are very excited to be here with you all today. It's we actually missed last week because
I
why?
think it's important that our schedule isn't like super consistent because that's on brand for us. Like we're so unpredictable. You don't
Okay.
even really know when our episodes are
No,
gonna come out.
so I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I actually
Yeah.
feel like it's an excuse to be lazy.
No, I
Huh?
think it's marketing. Like creating your identity as a content creator and kind of like owning that. I think it's important, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure about any of that. But you know what? I think we're doing pretty good though. Whatever we're doing pretty good. I don't know if you've noticed, but we have 12 subscribers total on YouTube and 8 on
Wow.
Instagram. We broke 20.
Whoa.
Oh, you don't
We gotta
sound
celebrate.
No, you don't sound like you really
Huh?
care. You don't sound like you really
No.
care.
No. You should celebrate by each buying each other something worth $20.
Oh, you know what? That's a cool idea.
Right?
All right, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, a random item. We'll buy it on Amazon and ship it to each other.
Yeah. Let's
Twenty
do
dollar
it.
item. Okay. Hey, you know what?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is a milestone though. What episode are we on? Like 20,
I don't even know
26?
anymore.
Okay, mid 20s, I think. So
Yeah, mid 20s. Yeah.
we're I think we're doing great. I know. You know what? You never believed in us, but I've always believed in us.
What do you mean I never believed in this?
You always questioned our original premise, and
No.
you committed to sticking to this for 100 episodes, and we're only on 20 something episodes.
I never questioned the podcast. What I did say is I questioned the efficiency of our marketing. And it's true. If we weren't so secretive about it with our personal friends, we would have hit 20 subscribers like 20 episodes ago, right?
Like instantly, possibly, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that the content we're making is bad, or I feel like our conversations are always fun and engaging and interesting. But it's just if we did it a little bit differently, our milestones we would have hit them much earlier, and we would honestly right now I bet we would be celebrating like 100 subscribers, something like that.
No, listen. You know what? You just don't have the long vision in mind. The way I think about what we're doing right now is we're just
Mhm.
covering everything in gasoline. All right? We're just
Uh-huh.
slowly just covering everything in gasoline.
Mhm.
And at first we were actually not good at it, but now we're really good at covering things in gasoline. And
Mhm.
we now once we hit 100 episodes, we spark it, and then
Yeah.
I almost said something really insensitive, but fire, big fire, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
can we talk about your ex-girlfriend on this episode? Pour
Why?
that gasoline, huh? Why not?
Why? But about
That
what?
sounds fun. Let's
I
talk
mean, there's
about
nothing I am not keeping none of that is a secret, I guess.
who failed the relationship.
That hey, in any
Uh-huh.
failed relationship, any
Uh-huh.
friendship or romantic, isn't there responsibility like 100% on both sides? Not 100%, but for sure at least on like it's not just one-sided. It's not one person it's whose fault it is.
Sure, but there's usually
No,
we know
I
there's
don't think
usually
so.
one problem person, huh?
You think I was the problem?
I don't know. Do you? I'm
Huh?
asking you.
No, okay. I will
What's the
take
problem?
the more than half. I will even take the majority of the responsibility.
Well, majority means more than half, so
Sure, yeah. I mean, like but it sounds bigger than 51%.
no,
You know? No.
majority just means
All right,
no.
whatever,
It just
man.
means
Okay, so more than half. I would take up to 70% of the responsibility.
okay. Oh, I like it. 70%. Wow. I was hoping you'd say something totally
Ridiculous?
different. Yeah, and then that would be the gasoline for this
No, no.
episode.
I've grown and matured. Like I'm more self-aware than I've ever been.
Oh wow. Oh, so
You know,
how was your
What?
relationship life now? How's your romantic life now?
Non-existent. Okay, let's not worry about it. No, listen, listen, listen,
Uh-huh.
listen,
Yeah.
listen. Anyways,
I'm listening.
listen,
Listening.
listen. Okay, you know what? Okay, okay. Oh God, you know it's gonna come out eventually, right? Something will come out eventually.
Uh-huh.
What we can start off with, and it could possibly lead to the one of the conversations I do want to have today.
Hmm.
Couples with big age differences. What
Okay.
is okay and not okay?
Oh well, let's set the broad parameters, right? I
Sure.
think
I don't know what that means. Okay.
obviously, no me.
Oh, nobody under. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously,
Like
nothing illegal.
automatic disqualifiers. Yeah, yeah. Legality is sure a very
Yeah,
yeah low bar minimum. That's a minimum for sure. What's
but
legality though? You know, I think the age of consent in a lot of states is like 16.
yeah, I was gonna say that. So let's keep it kind of the. I think the is it federal? I don't even know if this is a law, but the kind of general public agreed upon age is at least 18, right?
Yeah, let's at yeah, six. So the bare minimum of when two people can be dating or in a sexual relationship, I do think 18 is a minimum.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 16 is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So insane.
What does that even mean though? Is it like when if you're 16 and the person's 18 or whatever, however older, it's okay? Like I don't. How can anybody consent to anything at 16?
You know, me too. I don't really know. What is the law there?
Hold on.
But
Okay.
what is the law actually telling us when they say that 16 is okay? Is it because there's one of those Transformers. I think it was last night. Um, they talk about how there's this like Romeo and Juliet law, where if you if you were dating before one of them turned 18, that makes it okay. So like if you were dating a like 13-year-old when you were 16, then when you turned 18 and that other girl was still 15, like that would be okay or something like that. I'm probably butchering the law, but you kind of get grandfathered in if you had like a pre-existing uh
Relationship.
relationship. So maybe that's what the state law is referring to. Like
So
in
minimum
those cases, 16 is okay.
minimum marriage age is 16 in some states. 31 states, the age of consent is 16. I think sexual consent probably is what I'm
Dang,
assuming. But
dang, sexual consent is 16.
that
Seems crazy.
unrestricted age of consent 16. Yes, which means yes, a 30 to 40-year-old man can have that kind of relationship with a 16-year-old.
Wow,
Wait,
that seems
wait.
really
Then how
not
do you
okay.
become a pedophile? It's so so there are people okay. So 15 and below that makes you a pedophile, but 16 is legally okay in 31 states.
Dang, the bar is really low. But there was a comedian who explains that there's actually differences. There's pedophile, e
Sure.
yeah, there's like
It does.
different
I
things.
don't think
But
it
yeah,
matters.
yeah, yeah,
I don't think
yeah,
the
you're right.
nuances of that matter. But
But
yes,
that's
16 is
that's the
crazy.
funny part. He actually says there's a lot of different things, but
Yeah.
the reason why most people don't know is because it's hard to explain that without actually looking like a pedophile.
Like doing
Yeah.
research on what is okay.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. If you're doing the
Yeah.
research, you're doing something wrong for sure.
Yeah.
But okay,
Okay,
okay. So
so
I think
uh
16 we both agree that's insane.
mhm.
But okay, so from an 18-year-old. But okay, what are your opinions about big age differences?
So I think
Is this a weird topic? Are we a weird podcast?
I think it's a weird topic.
All right, anyways. I mean, it is weird, but you know what? Oh, it'll
Well, let's
lead
be
into
weird.
the other conversations I want to have today. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So I would say really broad strokes, like 2 years age difference, completely fine.
Sure. Almost always
Four
2 years is
years,
probably
yeah,
fine. Yeah.
yeah. 4 years, I think, is okay too. I mean, the older you are, the more acceptable it is.
Yep,
So,
I
like,
agree.
a 20 like an 18-year-old dating a 22-year-old. Actually, even that's not too bad.
Not
But
too bad, but kind
yeah,
of bad.
yeah. But
Yeah.
then when it starts approaching a decade, like the closer you get to 10 years, I feel like that starts feeling a little off because so much can happen in a decade, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like you're pretty much not in the same generation. Like the shows you grew up watching, they're not the same. The types of like celebrities probably not the same. The types of foods even. So I just I think maybe for me 10 years is the like absolute max. Anything beyond 10 is going to be an issue.
So I know.
But
Well, what's the who's the that you know kind of personally, maybe like within your
mhm,
circles? What's the
mhm.
biggest age difference that you are aware of that you know someone personally?
Personally, let me think. I know someone who's 6 years different.
Oh, that's not bad.
I think that might be that might be the biggest age gap that I know of personally.
So I have a friend of a friend, and they know
Uh-huh.
someone who's like 15 to 18 years older than the girl.
How old are they? How old were they when
I
they
don't know.
met?
I have no idea. But
Uh,
yeah, I mean, so when do you think it would be like, yeah, I mean, it's always going to sound like a lot, but let's say 15 years. When do you, from what minimum to how old the other person can be, do you think that it would at least be somewhat acceptable?
I think the girl would at least have to be 30
30 and
for me to
45,
yeah. Yeah, I think anything cuz
29 and 44. Yeah.
yeah, something about when she's in her 20s, it just feels like she's getting taken advantage of. But then I feel like in the 30s, like maybe she's wise enough to
Yeah.
not get
Yeah,
taken
yeah. By
advantage of.
30s, you're pretty much like every. I mean, you're not a kid by any measurement, any measure. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
What about 39? What's the youngest that you could think in your head that is reasonable for a 39-year-old to date?
Male or female?
Both. Okay, let's do both.
I think a 39-year-old male.
Hmm.
Actually, no, I don't think there's a difference. So a 39-year-old person
Uh-huh.
should date no less than like no one who's in their 20s.
At all?
Yeah, I think so.
So 30 to 39?
Yeah. Because isn't that gross? Somebody approaching their 40s. Well, okay, now I don't want to say gross. If you are a listener and you're in a relationship with somebody who is more than 10 years different from you in terms of age, I'm not judging you. All I'm saying is
You said
from my
gross.
perspective.
You said
Yeah,
gross.
yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
All I'm saying is that it there I start to think maybe I just hope that the younger person in that relationship knew what they were getting into and was mature enough to understand the decision. Because isn't there that one NBA basketball player who was like groomed by his girlfriend and she's like
Huh?
many, many years? Yeah, there's
I have
like
no idea.
a college athlete and like that person's girlfriend like made him like cut off all communication with his family and like all this kind of stuff. And everyone's saying, "Oh, she groomed him because she saw the star potential and earning potential." So like that would be the biggest concern for me. Like, how much grooming are you doing? Like, the the younger you are, the more the higher the chances that you're being groomed, right?
Okay, at what age in your 20s, it's like you're officially like grown? Or is it a life stage issue? Or maturity, like people mature differently too. Like just because you're in
Mhm.
your late 20s doesn't mean you're a mature person.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure,
So
yeah.
like when in your 20s, like I think there's a threshold in your 20s. Once you hit it, bro, whatever, man. 20-year difference, whatever. Just go for it.
Hmm.
Nah, not at all.
No, maybe.
Is 20s
Yeah.
still really young? I think
I
once
mean,
you
because
uh
if you're 20, you're still in college.
oh no, no, okay, okay. No, I know. So in college, I think you're too young. I think if you're in college, you're too young to date, TBH.
Mm,
It's
mm,
almost pointless because you like there's a good chance you guys will like once you graduate, a lot of things can happen, you know?
mm,
And
mm.
like yeah, I don't know. Plus like 18 to 22, you're still a young person and okay, so say you go to grad school whatever. I think once you're 25, even the like car insurance, for example, or and like renting cars, even
Yeah.
I'm sure that means that there's data to say that once you hit 25, you significantly are more responsible than a 24-year-old. Yeah?
Hmm.
No?
Or it could just be an arbitrary age, right?
I don't think
That
insurance
there's
companies would always. I mean, I would assume that there is some data to support it
Mhm.
because their incentive is to get like good data so they don't lose money in the long run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, then maybe once you're 25, it can be more than 10 years.
25. Like Leonardo DiCaprio. So I know
Oh yeah.
Instagram what's it called? Not Reels, but the Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, whatever it is. What's it called?
Threads.
Threads? Yeah, yeah. I saw a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio. I think he's in his 50s, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And I saw so the picture was of a girl who they say is 18. I don't know. But what do you think about that?
No, I mean, yeah, I think it's gross. He's like I think he's just yeah, it's gross. But he can attract those girls and so he does it. But I think yeah, I feel bad for them because I think literally doesn't date anyone who's older than 25.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know, kind of yucky, isn't it?
Hey, there is like an evolution kind of side to it where
Mhm.
you want to date younger to reproduce. Huh?
Uh-huh. Okay.
So, if anything, he is like, supporting that kind of biological um prerogative. Is that the right word? Oh.
Uh, yeah. I mean, if he had that biological draft, he would have had kids way earlier, though,
Oh, he
right?
has no kids, huh?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, okay, okay.
But
Uh
yeah, so I don't know. What is your take?
my take?
Yeah.
I think life stage is important, like and maturity is very important,
Uh-huh.
more so than strict like 2 to 4 or under 10 years, like strict lines.
Hmm.
Because I do think, well, there are general things that I would consider are like what we should standards, like general standards that we should uphold. Like
Hmm.
definitely, anything under 18 is insane.
Hmm. Hmm.
I do think like 25 and under, you have to be way more cautious because I still think that's really, really young. But once you hit your late 20s, I don't know. I feel like late 20s and but 30s and 40s, I assume is different. I don't know. I don't know anything about what it's like to be in my 40s, but yeah. The reason I bring this up, you hear about that scandal in Korea? The
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You know what blows my mind? That
What?
he's like, he can have any girl he wants, and he chose to go after a 15-year-old girl.
Yeah. So let's give context to the listeners.
Yeah.
In, in
You say it
Korea,
because I don't really know it. Like, what's his name and what did he do exactly?
so the guy's name is Kim Soo-hyun,
Mm.
right? And the girl's name is Kim Se. Wait, hold on. I
Seron?
got it. Yeah, something like that.
Saeron.
Se-
Saeron, maybe.
Yeah,
But
Taeron. Yeah,
I don't know a lot of Korean people or celebrities, but this guy, I'd recognize his face instantly.
yeah. He's one of the hottest kind of K drama, like Korean movie actors of the past maybe 2 decades.
Two
But
decades is insane. Okay.
yeah, because he's born in 1988, so he's 37. So okay, maybe not quite 2 decades, but I mean he's been hot for a while,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
actually, let me go on this Wikipedia. Let's see this filmography is career. Wait, where's it? Filmography. So he was his first kind of like high profile drama was Dream High in 2011. So for the last like 14 years, he's been a pretty hot kind of commodity in the Korean Hollywood, Korea's version of Hollywood. But
Mhm.
the girl he dated, who was 15 at the time, and he was what? Do you remember how old he was? He was at, like
12
in
years
his
maybe,
20s.
I don't know. Like late
Yeah,
20s?
yeah, late 20s. The scandalous part is Kim Sae-ron, she became famous because she was in the movie as a like child
Yeah.
actress, and the movie was called 아저씨, Mister, or
Mm.
is it, no, the Man from Nowhere.
I don't know.
What's it called? Really good movie,
Okay.
really violent, but um,
Were they in the
she
movie together?
they were not,
Okay.
but like she like that the Korea as a country kind of saw her grow up, right?
So
So it
she's a
makes it
child actor. Like she's a child
yeah,
star.
yeah, yeah. She was born in 2000, and when she in the movie that she was in, what was uh wait, why is she not? Oh, filmography. Yeah, the movie that she was in is why is oh okay, 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 sorry,
Hey, you know what?
I
This is
got
what
I
happened when
got
Kevin takes a day off. Like, it's pissing me off, bro. He doesn't even do
Okay,
anything. All right.
the movie is called The Man from Nowhere, and it was in 2010. So she was 10 at the
Oh,
time this movie came out,
okay.
right? So it's probably even younger when she actually filmed it, right?
Hmm.
So imagine like that's so that makes it even worse that this guy dated this girl when she was a minor, first of all, and she was so publicly visible when she was a child. So like the country like saw her as a child first and foremost. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah,
just
yeah. Yeah.
something like kind of gross
Like
about
they
that.
always think about her as a kid. Okay, okay. So this is actually
Right.
one of the things I want to talk about.
Uh-huh.
So, I think he came out with a public statement. So what happened was big age difference. Uh, so he started like a talent agency, right? And
Mhm.
the girl was part of that talent agency, and they were dating for a little while, but they broke up like a while ago, I guess. But something
Yeah.
happened. She got a DUI, which cost a lot of money to the talent agency, yes. And the
Yes.
talent agency was trying to force her to pay like 700,000 won or dollars. Was it dollars?
I forget.
Anyway, hundreds
But
of thousands of dollars or won. Anyway, right? No, it has
mhm.
to be dollars, right? $700,000 because it can't be 700. That's like $700. Anyway,
Yeah.
so she owed 700,000. So the agency was trying to get her to pay $700,000 back to them, and she didn't have the money, and she
Mhm.
lost all her sponsorships. Nobody wanted to hire her for acting because she, had that public like DUI incident, and there are
Mhm.
like text messages of her begging her ex-boyfriend, the creepy guy, like, I can't pay you that much right now, but could you please help me? And then she commits suicide this year in February on his birthday, right?
Mhm.
I mean,
And so
there's a lot of things to talk about, but anyway, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, and so that the suicide is actually why this whole thing about her having this relationship with this guy when she
That's
was
how
a
it came
minor
out.
came out.
Yeah, yeah, because her parents like brought it out there.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
because
put it out there.
so the sad part is after her DUI, she couldn't get any acting jobs like what Jeremy, what is your name today? Jerry.
I want to be Jerome actually.
Okay, Jerome. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, like Jerome said, she couldn't get any acting jobs. But
Jerome.
what's even worse than that is when she would like she tried getting even like part-time jobs at like bakeries and stuff like that.
Wow, really?
But her anti-fans, so Korea has this
My
concept of an
God,
anti-fan, people who like actively hate on her. Like they'll go find out where she was working and then like petition the business to like fire her or something.
bro.
Because yeah, so like she couldn't even really hold down like a part-time job. So I mean, if you're talking about desperation, like
Yeah.
how much more desperate of a situation could you be in,
You
right?
know,
You're getting
yeah.
uh,
I don't know, but I feel like a lot of, especially famous people, but I feel like so many people are pushed to suicide in Korea
mm,
because of, external forces like pressures.
yeah, yeah,
It's such a crazy place because you think, oh, Korea, one of the biggest economies in the world, they produce all these like amazing products, but like, and like they are pretty nice people in general, but they can also be like psychopath. That's so crazy. Like, let somebody live. It's a DUI. It's not even like that serious, you know?
mm,
My gosh.
yeah. So yeah, she passed away, and you know what's really sad? Um, so there was an actor named Wonbin who she acted
Mm.
who was the main character of the movie that she was in, The
And she
Man
was a
from
kid.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole movie is about Wonbin's character like trying to find this girl because she got kidnapped and all this kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
he was like an
Yeah.
ex-military
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
So yeah. He's been and that movie that they did was the last movie he acted in. And then after it, Wonbin kind of retired and then he um disappeared from the limelight. And like the first time Korea, well, yeah, one of the kind of higher profile public times that Korea saw Wonbin was at Kim Se-ron's
Mm.
funeral. Yeah, and he looked so distraught. And some text message like kind of threads have been leaked of him texting her while she was going through kind of all the hardships. Him texting her, "Hey, like if you need any help, like
Yeah.
I'm more than willing to help." And so he like I think he even paid Kim Se-ron's mom, like he like sent her money and things like that to like try to help out. So yeah, it's they obviously had a really like good
Yeah.
relationship, and he felt really protective of her. But yeah, it's so tragic that she she saw or she thought that the only out was suicide.
Okay, honestly, this conversation got a lot darker and sadder than I thought, and I feel
Uh,
like it's very inappropriate to start talking about what good age differences are for dating.
no, but I think
Uh,
this kind of points to the fact that larger age gaps are not okay because Kim Soo-hyun kind of took advantage of her, right? And you think about it, like
no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
st- starting his own talent agency and then signing his girlfriend or whatever, and then not really treating her well. Like I'm sure he like influenced her to do so many things that was beneficial to him and the talent
yeah.
agency that
No,
wasn't necessarily
none of it
beneficial.
makes any sense to me. Like this guy has to be something about his brain has to be broken because he was regarded as one of the most handsome people in Korea.
Mhm.
He's rich, he's famous. He probably could get literally any girl that he wanted. Like, I just don't get it.
Pedophile.
Sure, but like, I cannot comprehend that kind of thinking. I just like, I don't know. You really can't be attracted to somebody just a few years older. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Maybe when you're at that level of like desirability, like you said, he could get
Yeah.
any girl in the country, right? Maybe at that point he's like, well, I can get any girl I want, even if it's outside like the realm of legality.
Like he
Like
needed a challenge.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
No,
maybe
maybe. Yeah,
it's possible that you get
bro.
so arrogant that that's kind of the place that you're in, right? Yeah. So I
Oh, so
think
he's kind of crazy.
I think he's really crazy.
Oh, really crazy.
He made a public statement after all this broke out,
Yeah.
saying blaming his mental health, like for having
Nah.
dated her or something. Yeah,
What? Nah.
yeah, it's
Doesn't.
something crazy. Yeah,
Oh. Is he canceled? Is he in jail? Like, what's going on?
I don't think he's in jail. I don't think legally speaking, there's anything that can be.
Because you can't
Uh,
prove it.
No, well, not only that, but I heard the law back then in Korea.
Oh,
15 was within the age of consent.
bro,
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Like the law like changed not that long ago, apparently.
You
Yeah.
know, I do want to talk about some of the nuances and like possible scenarios about big age differences,
Mhm.
but then it's gonna seem like that I'm trying to convince people of, which I ain't.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
I'm gonna. Hey, you know what? Apparently, 18 is legal, so it doesn't matter, I guess. But
yeah.
no,
Uh-huh.
listen. Okay, let's talk about it a little bit. Let's kind of flesh it out.
Yeah.
Like 12 years, it's a lot. It is like a lot. 10 years seems like
Mhm.
a lot to me, but anything over 10 years is a lot. But it happens. There are people out there who are 10, 20, I'm sure even 30 years apart, and they're happily married somewhere, maybe, right?
Mhm.
So 12 years, the issues I have with this guy specifically, one, I mean, anything under 20 is insane. 12 years apart, so like 18 to 30. Is that right? I got
18 to
18
30,
to
yeah.
30 is 12 years, dude. I got shocked, honestly, by those two numbers together. Wait, so like
Uh-huh,
18 to 30, that sounds crazy. 22 and 34?
uh-huh.
Yeah. So, but okay, I think part of what it is too, I don't think you can know the girl while she's young. Like if
Yeah,
you're 28 and 40, like if that's when you meet, I think that is so much more okay than even like 17 and 20. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
can't have known the girl when she was that young. Like let's say like 80 and 68, right?
mhm.
Nobody would care if that happened,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah,
no, as a grown up, if you know the girl and like that's what grooming is, right? Like you know the girl, you get close to her while she's too young to make this like consent to any sort of even legal relationship.
yeah.
Like that's what makes you a predator. And I think 100% of the time that is not okay. Even if it's like 17 and 18, I still don't think that's okay to
I
me.
agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
right? That's what I'm like a sophomore and a senior in high school, that is as much as 12 years later, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because you should not be trying as a grown up at 18 or above. You should not be trying to date anybody under 18 at any point. Yeah. So when you
so
meet the person, I think matters a lot.
what if it's like like let's say let's do something gross. Let's say they're 18
Mhm.
and you meet like a 12-year-old.
Oh my god.
No, no,
Uh,
no, you just know that person. Like you know them. Okay,
Okay, what's the
cool.
context? How would you know that person?
I don't know. Go to you. I don't know. You go to the same church.
You know what's funny? There's another thing I want to talk about. You know those I don't want to talk about it, but because apparently somebody I know actually knows this person. But you seen the famous couple, the pastor and the wife?
Which one?
You don't know what I'm talking about? So there's this a couple named Sarah and Andrew, and he's like a
Okay.
pastor, but like he's been on TikTok, the for you page of TikTok, like everybody's for you page.
Okay.
And they're 8 years apart. But when I first heard about them, the scandal was that she holds down two jobs and she's pregnant and he's unemployed. Like he's been unemployed for a couple years.
Sarah and wait, I thought he was a pastor.
So I don't know exactly. So I don't know any timelines. I don't know any of the specific circumstances,
Mhm.
but I know that he is a pastor. That I've seen him preach in places, but apparently he's been unemployed for like a long, long time while she works two jobs and is pregnant. I think that is the first thing that I've heard about them, and I hear a lot more other stuff, and none of this is verified,
Mhm.
but I don't
Allegedly, allegedly.
allegedly, sure, we can say it's allegedly, but that right now they're the most famous Asian couple in the world right now, I think. Well, other than,
Really?
yeah. Like Google them and everybody every like on my TikTok for you page, every like
Mhm.
3 or 4 swipes, it's about them. I'm not kidding. Like
Wow.
everybody's talking about them. I'm surprised you haven't heard about them yet.
Sarah and Andrew.
Yeah. So, there aren't a lot of places other than churches, I think, where two people of significant age differences can interact regularly, right? Or like,
Yeah, right.
schools,
Well, I
schools,
mean,
churches. I don't know. I don't know where else you could do that.
yeah, I guess. Yeah. Hmm.
What were we talking about? Anyway, okay.
But so I was saying, when they when a 12-year-old and a 18-year-old meet at church and they kind of know each other, that each other exists,
Yeah.
and then maybe many years down, 6 years later, when the girl turns 18
Mm.
and the guy's 24, what if they start dating then? Is that still weird?
What's the age? I think it depends on the age difference. Eh,
In this particular scenario, the age difference
is what?
is 6 years.
What scenario? What are we talking about?
12
Oh,
year old,
18
18
and
year
12?
old go to the same church.
Oh
They
God.
know each other. 6 years later, the 12-year-old is 18
No, I
now.
don't think so. I don't think that's ever okay. Like even if you're 18 and 12, even if you're like I'm thinking of every possible 17 and 11, like it does not matter when you met. If you knew of each other
Mhm.
at church, no, dude, you're a weirdo. You're a creep.
What if it's you cross paths at one point, right? So let's say there's a teacher straight out of college, 22 years old,
Uh-huh.
and he didn't teach this girl, but he just saw, oh, this 12-year-old goes to this church or this school that I'm a teacher at. Okay. And then the, they just know that each other exists for that year. But then many, many, many years later, maybe like 12 years later, they meet again. Is that okay?
So he's a teacher?
I don't know.
What's
Yeah,
the
sure.
age difference?
Are you listening? The age difference is a 12-year-old and a 20. So
22
12 years.
22 and 10?
12 and 24.
24? Okay. Oh, so like right out of I mean 24 is really old for out of high school or or whatever school.
Maybe they got grad
No,
school.
dude, 12 years is okay, and then he waits to no, okay, that I'm just gonna veto that situation completely. That's insane. 24 and 12 is insane.
No, no, no. Like
Uh,
so they just know that they exist, but there's no relationship. They don't even really talk to each other. And then 12 years later, so the girl is 24 now and the guy is 36.
36.
Yeah, they kind of meet as if they're meeting for the
Well,
first time.
where did they like cross paths? So if you cross paths and you don't know it, I guess that is basically not knowing each other, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it depends on how much you know of each other and how much you interact before.
Hmm.
I don't know. I still think it's weird that any like you're 20 and you knew a girl at in any capacity. She was in middle school and then I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm sure that actually happens a lot, but so anyway, the I don't know anything about these people other than what people are saying, and it all could be
Mhm.
untrue. And I don't want to talk bad about anybody, but we can just talk about like alleged circumstances, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is interesting. Whoa, what do you think about this like situation in general? This dude unemployed for a couple years. His wife is working a couple jobs. Oh, I think they're 8 years apart in age, and she's pregnant. What do you think about that? Especially as his a part of his occupation is pastor. You especially as a Christian, how do you feel about that? What would you say
Yeah.
if this person was going to your church?
If if they were coming to my church, I would be like, bro, what are you doing?
Like straight up?
Yeah.
Like how long would
No,
it take before you actually had that had sort of a confrontation?
I would have to know what their situation is. So I
Yeah.
would have to know them personally for a little bit.
Yeah.
And if I mean I let's say the situation is he just doesn't have the skill set and he's like trying to get a job, but he's unable to. And like and the wife just has a lot of marketable skills, so
So
it's easier for
I
her
think
to
she
get the
works at
job.
like a big three, like accounting firm.
Okay.
So she probably makes pretty good money, and she's also like she has millions of followers on social media. So they probably make decent money, together, 100,000, 200,000, or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
they're probably like doing okay. But like, so are you really okay with this person for years going unemployed?
I mean, if they don't need the money, like, so the only situation where I would have an issue with the wife is working two jobs
Hmm.
because they're really strapped for cash and they needed to survive.
Well, she
And
does
then
need both jobs, I think. I think she needs to maintain both jobs for their survivability and comfort.
yeah, if it's for the added comfort and she doesn't mind having the two jobs, I think that's a different situation. But
I don't know if
if
she
you're like,
minds. I don't know if she minds, but she has to work, 8 hours plus an hour, both ways commuting, and her husband, who knows what he does. So what is acceptable of him? Like what is an acceptable contribution for him under those circumstances?
maybe he's a stay-at-home dad, like he's or stay-at-home husband. He does all the housework and all that. I don't hate that.
You don't hate it?
Like but I would it would be a issue for me if the wife is like miserable and she's like just I really I don't know why my husband's not
Yeah.
trying to get a job. Like I don't know why. Like if that was the situation, I'd be like, okay, well you got to man up and just
Okay.
even if it's like McDonald's or
Yeah,
something, like
right?
go
Yeah.
get a job.
So your
Yeah,
disagreeability is contingent upon like how the woman feels.
yeah, I
If
think
she's
so.
okay with it and she's comfortable with it, that's fine.
Yeah, I think so. Right? Who am I to tell them how to do their
Well,
relationship?
actually, the whole world is telling them how to live their lives. Like every post that they have,
Mm.
yo, it goes, the internet is not a nice place. Like they go hard. Like they
Yeah.
just they just bought a new house, and everybody on the internet is like, make sure the house is in only your name and stuff like that. Yeah,
uh,
like everybody, like I don't know, I don't want to judge too harshly, because I'm sure like people I know possibly might know these people, but yeah, everything that comes out, it's not good. It's and they apparently this couple started a podcast, and man, they nitpick everything to make the husband seem so horrible. But I
anyway, I'm
yeah,
googling them and nothing's coming up.
Sarah and Andrew.
Oh, are they just on like TikTok?
I don't really see them on Instagram. I see them a lot on TikTok. So Sarah Kim on TikTok.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, she comes up almost immediately.
Hmm.
2.8 million followers. But yeah, anyways, we can talk a little bit more offline about these people. But I don't know, like, but she also talks about like how challenging it was and how she wanted a provider and all these things. But even if the lady's okay with it, I don't. To be honest, I don't really care. Like to be
You still think it's an
unemployed
issue?
for more than a year plus,
Hmm.
like, bro, like even if your wife, because I don't think they don't seem like a rich couple, and we know even nowadays, like like 200K, like household income in
Hmm.
some area, certain area. I think they live in California too. Like I think in some
Yeah.
areas, it's not like you're rich, rich. You can be comfortable, but I don't think you're like so rich.
Yeah.
And for him to contribute, like, I don't know, I you would have to do a lot at home, which I don't think. I think the accusations are that he doesn't, but it's still like you got to go out and do something. You got to go make something happen.
No.
Oh, okay. So the other thing too, man, I feel bad about like talking bad about these people,
Hmm.
but age difference. Some of the issues that people are having is 8 years age difference because he was a youth pastor and she was around his youth students. So I
Oh,
don't
that's
know.
weird.
I don't know if he knew her or how much he knew her, but apparently, like, she was in that community.
Huh. That's weird.
That's actually something I have a big issue about because I do think no, okay. You as the older person in a like a relationship, a romantic relationship, I do think there
Uh-huh.
is way more responsibility,
Uh-huh.
and especially in that kind of setting where you're like a trusted adult. Like this is just what I hear. I don't know, but I think they met each other at a random coffee shop when she was one semester away from graduating. So she was like 20 or something, like 2021. And then, he's 8 years older. And then after she graduated, that's when they started dating.
Hmm.
How does that add into how you feel about the whole situation?
I mean, uh, so I'm not super against it, but I a really malicious person
Mm,
who's playing the long game
mhm,
could potentially influence the younger person, kind of even if it's like in a peripheral way. And that I'm not super comfortable. You know what I mean? Like so like it could be like uh as a pastor, he says things like, "Oh yeah, dating a pastor is really a thing. You guys should all like go
Uh,
date pastors." You know what I mean? Like
yeah, 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 yeah. Your
yeah,
privilege and authority absolutely can have effect on someone like that. Somebody so impressionable.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think to be above board,
Yeah.
you don't want that situation to be the case.
I mean, yeah, I think like yeah, you should just stay away from that 100% of the time. There's
Mm,
another, so in the same vein of like my For You page, apparently there's
mhm,
this Korean pastor who
mhm.
met this girl as soon as she turned 18. They're 10 years apart. They got married. And now they have like 5 or 6 kids together. And
So like
yeah.
I'm not as opposed to that.
Say
So
what?
if wait, they met when she was 18?
No, no, no. They started dating when she turned 18. And
Oh, but he was
he
her
was the
pastor?
past, yep, her pastor at a Korean
Okay, yeah,
church.
that I have a huge issue with.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was like, "What are you saying, bro? You're about to get canceled."
Yeah, no, I have a
Yeah.
huge issue with
As
that,
soon
yeah.
as 18, they started dating, they got married, bam, 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 like 5 or 6 kids she pumped out every two
That's
years.
100% grooming,
Yeah, yeah, I think so
right?
too.
Yeah. Oh,
But
gross.
legally, there he's done technically nothing wrong, but apparently he's also unemployed. I think something about pastors being employed for that long, there is a correlation, possibly. Huh?
Huh.
Right?
Interesting.
Right?
Huh.
Right? Like
Huh.
what? Uh, like I don't know, man. I don't know, and this is just speculation. But
Uh-huh.
an English-speaking Korean pastor who's like
Uh-huh.
relatively young, I would assume you're a pretty, highly sought after commodity. No?
Not really.
Not really?
Not
Oh,
for
okay.
well, I think you're highly sought after by the youth group,
Oh,
but not really by your peers,
huh?
right? Like, you think I mean,
No, not for
in
relation. I'm talking about like for jobs. Yeah, yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah. Like, how are you unemployed? That's what I want to
Oh, I
know.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
How can you not get a job? That's then I'm wondering, like, this is just me wondering, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
there has to be a reason that you can't find a job. Yeah.
Mm.
And you know what hurt my feelings too? Like, I don't talk about exactly why it hurt my feelings, but this dude on TikTok, he was like, everybody, all the older males at my Korean churches, they were usually not like uh people who are meeting their potential. He called them scrubs, basically.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm not I'm not sure if I mean, I think maybe that's a common experience, but that's not always the case, of course. Like I know people who go to churches who are very, very successful, who really like church, right? Who are older males at churches and, of course. But he's saying like most I mean, it was a broad like generalization that older people, single guys who go to church, they're scrubs. That's basically what he said.
Hmm.
Like not
Yeah.
highly achieving individuals. You think there's any
Hmm.
truth to that, you Korean Christian man?
Um, a Korean guy going to church who's older and still single?
Mm.
Is that the scrubs.
I guess something like that. Like, you know what's funny? There was a time in
Mm.
my life. Actually, never mind. Never mind.
So I will say this.
Yeah.
I I s- I can't say that I don't
See
see
what he
where,
sees?
right. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I
You get it.
I don't think it's crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's too crazy.
Hey, you really want to say that right now?
Yeah.
Hey, man, you really want to say that?
No, I mean, I'm not saying that's the rule. I'm not saying that everyone is
But
like this.
something about the things you see, you feel like there is some accuracy to that comment?
Yeah, like because there's a reason why
Okay.
you remain. I
Whoa.
mean, yeah.
Oh, single and anyway. Look,
Yeah.
I feel sad about that because like he's saying people who go to church aren't successful, which of course is not true. I mean, especially
So,
Korean churches he's saying, but anyway.
well, I think the reason is because being single is an indication of how successful in our culture, right? Like
Sure.
the more successful you are, the better
Hey,
chances
you know
of
what? Some people are single by choice. Okay?
yeah.
All right, okay.
Oh, I mean those people, yeah, then they don't fit the mold
Sure.
of
Oh,
that rule. Yeah.
oh, so the guys who are actively out there trying to find someone and they can't because they're too scrubby, bro.
Oh,
It's a
dang.
crazy one.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No,
Yeah.
I think if you're a listener out there and you fit this description, we're not talking about you. You're
We're
special.
not?
Yeah.
Okay,
Not
no.
those not our listeners.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. And our future listeners when we put this
Yeah.
out into our friends groups. Anyway.
Yeah.
Hey, you know
Yeah.
what? You know what? Look. Before you try to find somebody else, work on yourself, my friends. Like really.
Mm.
Like become somebody that is desirable and is admirable. You know, don't date students ever. I don't know. I feel like these are low bars.
Yeah.
Man, bro, these are
Yeah.
low freaking bars. Gosh, the world is
Oof.
so crazy right now.
Oof. Such a low bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, you know what? Like, I think the lesson today in our podcast today is to think more deeply about things. Just because they're 18 doesn't mean they're up for grabs.
Mm.
That sounds crazy the way I said
Up
it.
for
Up
grabs
for
is I think
grabs,
yeah,
dude.
I think that's I
Okay,
don't like
okay.
that. So
Alright.
I don't
Okay.
co-sign
They're
any of what
hold
you
on,
just said
okay.
there.
So just because
Mm.
they're 18 does not mean they're what? How do you say it?
Down to clown.
Would you say down to clown? Down to clown? Oh my god, that's worse. That
Yeah.
is
Oh,
so
yeah, you're
much
right. You're right.
worse.
We're trying to go deep
That's
there.
so much
You're right.
worse.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for listening.
No, no,
Hope
no.
you
We still actually have a lot of minutes left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, just
I don't like this episode. Anyway,
that's
what? Yeah.
yeah. What you know what's funny?
What?
Like whenever you have you know what
No,
my
that's not true.
okay. So
Don't
I
blame
had an
me.
idea.
All
I
right.
had an idea for today.
What was it?
Oh, I wanted to do like look on Reddit. Like there's a Reddit with like crazy stories,
Oh.
and then kind of like read through those stories and share our opinions about the situation.
Hey, that was my solo episode, basically.
Well, you did it from
Yeah.
fml.com or something like that,
Which
right? Yeah.
is more trash, but yeah.
Yeah. But it would be fun if we could debate,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey,
Those
we can do
things.
that next week. But hey, we tackled some very controversial, important. Maybe some people who are thinking about doing something, not so good,
Hmm.
they heard our episode and they're like, you know what? I've been convinced. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully.
Or, or could we have possibly turned them the other way, given them like, encouragement?
Huh.
I don't know. I
Huh.
don't know. Yeah. Anyways, hey, we need to recap a little bit to
Yeah.
summarize our viewpoints, like what we
Uh-huh.
believe.
Yeah.
If
I
uh,
I think um don't date anyone who's more than 10 years younger than you. And
I don't agree with that one, but go ahead.
yeah, and don't date anyone that you had some sort of authority
Authority,
over.
especially, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but any sort of relationship, like as like as superficial as it could have been, even if you
Uh-huh.
just were in the same room together and you never like talk to each other,
Mhm.
don't if you knew them before they're 18, don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Please. Just don't.
Yeah.
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 That I co-sign on.
Mm.
Oh, big age differences. I do think life stage is very important and like maturity. I think that's very very important.
Mhm.
Uh yeah, what else? Get a job.
Yeah.
I do think.
Work.
Look, yeah, work. Just
Yeah.
go, get some kind of job. Be if you're gonna be married, like try to equally contribute. I am a conservative, sort of traditional male.
Uh-huh.
Like not necessarily the man has to provide financially, uh, but I do think financial contribution it does matter.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be a working if you're a guy, be a working guy that's
Yeah.
not being a pedophile. That's
Whoa.
basically
Sure. If you want to
that's
boil it
basically what
down all
we're
the way, get a
yeah.
job and don't be a pedophile.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Those
Yikes.
aren't really high bars,
That's
right?
right. That's right. Having a job and not
Yeah.
being I saw on Instagram this
Uh,
page where they pretend to be like 13-year-olds and try to like trap pedophiles and meet up with them. And then these like three or four grown men, they go beat them up.
wow.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think I've talked about it before, but it is like some kind of satisfying. And it's like a
Mm.
catch 22 because if the people getting beat up calls the police, they have to tell them why they're getting beat up and
Oh, yeah.
they'll go to jail anyways.
Yeah.
And you rather go to jail for assault than, pedophilia, probably.
Right.
So,
No, yeah. I hear if you go to prison
yeah, you get
and
messed
as
up.
an yeah, yeah,
Even criminals know it's bad, you know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
guys, like, oh my, I don't get it.
yeah,
Well, maybe some people's options are so limited that they have to broaden their search parameters. That
eh,
could be part of it.
eh, I don't know.
I
Does
don't
that
know.
justify it?
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
know.
no. I'm not trying to justify nothing.
Oh,
Oh, I
okay.
wonder why, they always like priests. They fall into that temptation. That seems like a
It's
common thing,
because
right?
well, it's because they take the oath of celibacy.
Oh, so they can do nothing. So
Yeah.
they're like wild animals, and they just have to like get out.
Well, and then they're spending a lot of alone time. I guess it's possible to spend a lot of alone time with those kids, right?
Do you think
Also.
like straight priests who take the vow of celibacy, they get so sexually frustrated that somehow they're um, what is it? They're like taste change, not taste. That sounds crazy, but you know what I'm saying?
Hey, guys who go to prison, they do
Oh,
some crazy stuff, right?
because you get so sexually frustrated, you just start to your brain changes. Is that really
Maybe.
how it works?
Well, I don't know if your brain changes, but maybe you just justify it because of that.
That's actually pretty scary that
No, and but
men
you know,
have that
it's
kind of
like,
drive.
but I think there's got to be something wrong with you to begin with
You're right to be in those
to be
situations.
like that, right?
Priests to
Yeah.
become a priest, there has to be something wrong with you. All right.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, cause like, let's say that you just don't have a girlfriend or whatever for like 3 years
Yeah.
and you don't, none of that stuff. Is that gonna make you change your mind about who you're attracted to?
Me, no. I've been single for 5 or 6 years. I feel like 4, 5 or 6 years.
Yeah,
And
so it's
no,
like it doesn't
I still
yeah,
very much
right?
like ladies. Yep.
Right.
Oh, oh, I see. There is something wrong with these people to begin with.
Yeah.
And oh, I could, yeah, yeah. I think that's okay. I think, yeah, that
And
makes sense.
like, it's not 100% of the time
Yeah,
that a
yeah,
priest
yeah, yeah, yeah.
molests,
I'm sure
but
it's like less than 1%, but it just seems like so many.
right, so the majority, like, the vast majority of priests don't do that crazy stuff. So it works out, but it's just those people who are already kind of broken in the head who become priests, I think they no, what am I gonna title this episode? Pedophilia?
Pedophiles?
Like
Hey, that would be people would click on it right away. Like, what is this podcast about?
Yeah, you know what? We're okay to do that because we're not making any money off this anyways. So it's not like we need to worry about getting demonetized. So yeah,
Bro, this is a weird one. This was so. All
yeah.
right. Anyway, thank you for listening. Bye
Bye.
bye.